All right, so the fees tab is broken up into three different sections. We first have the statutory fees, any fees that were paid out. We have the vendor fees, which will have all the fees that we're paying out to our vendor to fulfill the job. And then lastly, the service fees, which is what we're charging our customer. Since this was an initial complaint, we know the statutory fees were needed. So we'll go ahead and click on the add button. The system defaults a few fields here, starting with the paid by as a service partner's advance check. You can change this option to a credit card, customer's check, or vendor's check. Keep in mind the fee or the advance check and the credit card are the only fees that will show up on the billing of this order. Next is what the fees are for. Again, the system defaults the filing fees, but the option to void out the check is available here as well. Next is who the fees were given to. We default these fees to the court clerk. However, you can click on the pencil next to it to enter in your own text. For this example, we'll choose LASC fees. Last two fields are fairly intuitive. The check numbers, where we would enter in the check number that was used. And then lastly, the amount, which is the total amount that the check was written out for. Again, don't forget to click on the green check to save. The next section of the fees is the vendor fees. Since we have the vendor's commissions already saved in the portal, the system populates the fees that match the service level and location of this court filing. You can click on the pencil to make any edits to the price and provide a reason for the change. Remember to click on the green check to save or cancel if you need to cancel. And lastly is the service fees. This is what we're charging our customer. Again, the fees are pre-populated based on the location and the service level of the order. In our last webinar, we added an additional trip to this order, which is why we see the fees for both the vendor and the service fees. If we wanted to add any additional fees, we can click on the Add button and select the fees from the drop-down menu. Since we don't have any additional fees on this order, we'll go ahead and click on the red circle to cancel. Once we've verified all the fees are correct, we can click on the complete billing to bill out this order. The system will mark the date and time that the billing was completed and include the logged in user's email address. Now that this order is completed, we can go into the Deliverables tab. All right, the Deliverables tab is anything that is being sent back to the customer. For this order type, it would be the conform copies or a received copy, rejection notice, so on. To add any of these documents, we can click on the New button. We can browse for our document from our file in our computer. Select that file and open it. Then we can select the title. So the title drives the email template that is sent to the customer. So for example, if this was a received copy or rejection notice, we should choose that title from the dropdown. But since we have the conform copy selected, we should choose conform copy and then click on the green check to save. Now that we have the conform copy uploaded, we can click on deliver only, which will only email the deliverable to the customer and keep the order in the billing status. But since we want to close out this order, we'll click on the deliver and close so that we can email the conform copy back to the customer and close out this order.